This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, this is Tim Law with Playing It Forward Coaching, always encouraging your self-reliance. If you'll develop a marketable skill, chase that skill with a solid work ethic, always go the extra mile and develop good people and communication skills. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish in this country. A big thank you to almost 600 people that have subscribed to this channel, Playing It Forward Coaching. If you haven't already, please do so. I'd super appreciate it. I got a really neat guy here. Got to know him the last couple of years at school, wonderful student athlete, a guy named Grady Stephens. He was the son of athletic director Bryan Stephens. And welcome, Grady. Tell us a little bit about yourself and the sports that you love.
Thanks, Coach. Well, I am a soccer player and track runner at Northeastern High School. I've been going to this school all my life, and it's basically all I know.
Very good. And I understand, let's say a week ago Saturday, with your track event, the mile run up there at State College, and this really blew me away, was how you improved your time from like a 5:22 mile down to 5:11. And you don't knock that much time off without a lot of hard work and everything. Normally, a second or two is usually considered pretty good, and you nailed it by about 11 seconds. What was that like to obliterate your previous PR?
It just felt really rewarding. I think that all the hard work I put in, I mean, the countless hours I spent running in the gym, just lifting, doing agility, all of my stuff, ball work, everything, because everything I do for soccer constantly loops back, constantly back to track. And I think just seeing all the hours I put into running that race and just preparing myself for both sports just really helped.
Sure. And what's ironic, Grady, is I kind of see myself in you, because I was not what you'd call a natural athlete. I worked very, very hard in the sport of wrestling, became a pretty good collegiate wrestler and beyond and everything, but it was a lot of, the will to prepare to do your best as you're doing. So, I don't see you necessarily, you're not necessarily a real natural athlete. You've gotten where you got with a lot of grit and hard work, and I think you're really to be applauded for that. So as far as your track coaches, Coach Caller and Coach Pete, what can you say about them?
I think that they're perfect for each other. I think that they know how to push us athletes to the point where we do those outstanding races, to the point where it's natural for us to break 11 seconds into our record,
Mm-hmm. Sure. And obviously, I know you've spent a lot of time as far as soccer is concerned under the guidance of your dad, Coach Bryan Stephens, who's an outstanding soccer player himself, outstanding coach. What's it like to have your dad, as a longtime coach for you?
Well, I just think him and Coach Shoemaker are perfect for each other. It's like fire and ice, Coach Shoemaker and my dad are perfect for each other. I mean, Coach Shoemaker, he's all about the tactical stuff. I mean, he's all about strategy, where my dad's all about work, or pushing yourself, which I think both of them are perfect for each other, because I've known my dad my whole life, and Shuey's basically been like a second dad to me, just because I've been around him forever now. Sure.
And how about your mom? I wanted to make sure we mention her. How has she been as far as supporting your sports and school endeavors?
I love my mom. I think she's amazing. I don't think I would want anyone else besides her as my mom, just because she's been supportive of this whole lifestyle. I mean, constantly between PP&L, Yellow Breeches, Red Rose, the high school field, just constant loop. And she's been sane enough to drive us around and not lose it on us. I'm very fortunate to have her as a mom, and I think she's just amazing.
Sure. Well, any mom that can raise, 3 boys is certainly special. I was blessed with a wonderful mother and had 3 brothers. We were all close in age, and very similar scenario as far as that's concerned. Now, as far as tell us a little bit about some of your your teammates as far as soccer is concerned. I know it's kind of a band of brothers for you guys. So describe what it's like to, play with these guys.
Like you said, they're like my brothers. I love all of them to death. I mean, I don't think there's any soccer team in the area that is as close as all of us. I mean, just team trips to McDonald's after wins, just hanging out with each other during the summertime. I mean, and the thing is, we're not like in individual groups, we're not all grouped apart from each other. We're all one big like brothership. It's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and you guys had a phenomenal year this year. You got Evan Jennings that made the all-state team, which is insane. First teamers, I guess, Lincoln Wirtz and Sam and Hayden Dalem, et cetera. You guys had a lot of people that made the all-star team. What is it like playing with the high-level guys like those guys?
I think it only pushes me and my teammates to be better. I think just having those high-level players is only going to push us. It's only going to make us compete even more. I think those guys are only going to help us get even better.
Sure. And we've spoken a little bit about your brother Gavin and what he's doing. And as far as when you get out of school and that kind of thing, what are you thinking as far as a direction as far as your future is concerned?
I'm thinking about following in his footsteps. I think just what he's doing, and at such a young age, he's doing such a good job of managing all of it. I think I'm gonna follow in business and administration and sports management. I think just what he's doing at such a young age is, really something to admire. I think just what he's doing is really, truly cool.
Yeah. When I've talked to your dad numerous times, and he loves, being an athletic director. Obviously, there's some real challenges there. You're kind of spinning plates, balancing things out among a lot of different coaches, athletes, parents, et cetera, that kind of thing. But you certainly have had a good, a good role model as far as what it's like to, get that deeply involved as far as sports is concerned. I mean, would that make sense too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And regarding, your work ethic and everything, what do you think allowed you to, put in the time and effort that you've done for sports? Because I know you've gotten where you are with, grit and great work ethic. What do you credit that to?
Just my entire family. My entire family's filled with hard workers. I mean, every single one of my family members, you can ask them, they've at least had to work for something.
Mm-hmm.
I mostly take inspiration from my great grandparents, just helping out everyone in my family, just showing just unconditional love, and they always loved me and they helped take care of me when I was little. And the least I could do is repay them back by just working, just spilling my guts all over the floor for them and just working as hard as I can for them.
Yeah, very well said. Very well said. And as far as going forward, various teachers that you've had and that kind of thing at school, I think you've been pleased with some of the role models there. What can you say about some of the teachers you've experienced coming up through the Northeastern School District?
I just think that all the teachers at Northeastern are special just because their ability to build bonds with students. I think just their full ability to build bonds with students, like Travis Clemens, he's one of my biggest role models. I think he's one of the greatest role models we have at Northeastern. Kirby Brubaker, he's amazing. I love him. He's been pushing me since I was out of 8th grade. He's been checking up on me, making sure I'm doing just fine in soccer and track. And then Eric Gimby, he was a big one for me. I loved him. He was funny. If I was ever stressed out about a sporting event, test, anything, he would just give me comic relief. Shapansky, Coach Shapansky, he was awesome. McCullum, he was awesome. Just Northeastern's filled with plenty of good role models. And I think that having a school like that really is big on the students.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And before we close it up here, what advice would you give to young up and coming student athletes in at Northeastern?
My biggest one is just for all students that are struggling, just trying to find their place. Just be yourself. If you can learn to be yourself and love yourself for who you are, that's only going to take you further. Because as an athlete, if you can't accept yourself for who you are, and if you're just mentally battling, like on the field, it's not going to be a good mix. You got to learn to accept yourself for who you are.
Mhm. Very well said, and wise beyond your young years for sure. So, well, this has been wonderful. I appreciate it very much. And can you hang for a little bit once we get finished here?
Of course, coach. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.